going on, guys? Left-handed shooter. I know I haven't posted any videos in a while. For a while I was trying to upload or go live on YouTube, and for whatever reason it wasn't letting me upload the video. It kept causing errors. But I ended up going live a few times on my Facebook page. So for those of you that are following me on YouTube, I do a lot more updates on the Facebook page. You know, facebook.com/left-handed shooter, fully spelled out. But yeah, I've been posting a lot of updates for my YouTube followers. I apologize. One of the things that I did acquire, and you guys might have seen the last video that I posted, I actually have a Sig P365. Actually got a hold of one. They do exist. They are out there. I know Sig ran into some errors, called them all back, fixed them, and then restarted or started shipping them back out again. I had pre-ordered with Brownells, and they were not going to get any orders anytime soon. They were basically going to wait until they received their full shipment from Sig, which I don't know how many they had or whatever, so they couldn't give me a straight answer as to when they were actually going to start shipping. So I canceled my order with them, paid a little bit more, and I went with Bass Pro instead. So that's what I ended up doing. That's how I got that one. But this video is basically going to be a quick range report. I might start a new little series of videos just kind of under their own playlist and just call them range reports. For those of you that have followed my channel or have seen most of my videos, even if you're just a new subscriber, I finally was able to take my 10.5-inch AR pistol out. This one's a hardened arms upper on an Aero Precision lower. I got a SPARC AR from Vortex optics, Magpul backup sights, front and rear, and then I have the Shockwave Technologies blade, and my lower parts kit, I got it from Red Barn Armory. So if you've seen the video where I actually put this one together, it's all on there, and obviously it's got the Magpul angled foregrip. But before I get anybody freaking out here or whatnot, nothing in the chamber, nothing in there, nothing in the magazine well. Took it out. My primary purpose to have this one, because I have an AR pistol in 300 Blackout, but my primary purpose to have this one was going to be home defense, something a little bit more compact. I may file the paperwork to turn this into a short barrel rifle. In the meantime, it is a pistol. Shockwave blade. It's not a stock. It's not adjustable. It's set into where it's at. But again, home defense. So I took it out to the range, sighted and zeroed my red dot out to 50 yards. Performed really well. No issues. Ran a couple different types of ammo first before I started sighting it in, and then I started, you know, the whole sighting in process. Super easy to zero. Brought it into 25 yards just to confirm that zero, and it was impacting right where it should be. But yeah, this thing performed flawlessly, no issues. I put about, I think it was total about 50 rounds through it, just to test out, like I said, different ammo and then actually get it zeroed in. The ammo that I'm probably going to run is going to be Hornady. I haven't decided what ammo specifically. I know they have their black series, the Hornady black, and I think it's primarily for shorter barrels, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the exact details. I don't have the ammo in front of me. But I might run something along those lines for this. It's intended to perform a little bit better out of a shorter barrel. As you guys know, this is a 10.5-inch. So yeah, just quick report on this thing. This thing functioned flawlessly, no issues, no nothing. The red dot was super easy to sight in. I will have to take it back out and actually sight in the iron sights. For the engagement distances that I'm, you know, zeroing this for, iron sights is going to be just more of a, hey, the red dot's failing, I need something to line up the shots. This thing is not intended to go past 50 yards. if you're engaging a target longer than 50 yards inside of your home, one, good for you. You're doing really well in life to have a 50-yard stretch in your house. But yeah, 50 yards is what I wanted to zero it at. So anything inside of that range is what it's intended for. And it performed well, did the job that I wanted it to do. And another thing is it's functional for my wife to use as well, which is another primary reason why I went something a little bit more compact. You know, with ATS regulation last year that allowed you to shoulder pistols, as before you couldn't. And that made a big change in deciding factor for this, for me to go and build this firearm. So, perform well, ammo, all sorts, just ate it up. Hardened arms upper. My other 10.5 inch 300 blackout is a hardened arms upper as well. And I highly recommend them. They have a great price, quality product. You know, these things look flawless when they come in out of the box. And I think they're just fantastic uppers for a really great price. You know, some people out there prefer that whole name brand everything. Hardened arms, for me, for the 2 uppers that I have performed flawlessly. Haven't had a single issue, single misfire, failure to feed, any of that. So, highly recommended. But yeah, this thing performed exceptionally. And I'm actually happy that I got it sighted in. And it's ready to be applied within the household for home defense. Let me go ahead and set this one down. All right. On to the next topic of this discussion. So this is going to be a 2-in-1 range report. Second firearm on there is P365. Nothing in there. Nothing in the chamber. There is 1 magazine loaded. I have it offset inside the shed. Put it off to the side. Reason being is after I took it to the range and it performed as well as it did, I added it to my lineup for concealed carry. I know some people are like, oh, well, you should put, you know, 1,000,000 rounds through it before you add it to your lineup. For me, a couple hundred rounds, if it hasn't failed in any form, whether it's failure to go to battery, failure to feed, failure to extract, if it doesn't have any of those flaws after a couple hundred rounds, you should be more than confident with that firearm to do its job. Granted, you know, you always want to continue to take it to the range and put more rounds through it. But I took this one to the range. I took a few firearms to the range this past weekend, and I didn't go for accuracy. I went for functionality. I fed it 5 different types of rounds from 115 grain, 147 grain, full metal jacket, jacketed hollow points, you name it, I fed it through it. I think I put about 140 rounds through this thing, and it performed flawlessly. Anything I threw at it, and I'm talking, I did this all in a span of less than 20 minutes. I had 2 magazines loaded when I started, and they're 10-round mags. For those of you that don't know, it comes with a flat base, 10-round mag, and then an extended grip or extended pinky grip 10-round mag. And ironically enough, I took it out to the range with my Sig P938, which is slightly smaller, about the same size barrel, a little bit bulkier. It's just a miniature version of the 1911. If you guys have seen, I've done a review on it. And honestly, I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably going to sell that 938, not because I'm a fan of selling firearms after I buy them, but this meets the need of compact, slim pistol for concealed carry and also for home defense. And some people will be like, oh, well, I want a Glock 17 with 33 round mag for home defense. That's a little bit excessive. Be realistic. 10+1, and it comes with 2 mags. Sig also released a 12-round mag for it, so I might just pick up one of those, and that'll be my primary carry mag, and my spare mag will be one of the 10-rounders. But yeah, dude, this thing is flawless. And there's a lot of big controversy with why didn't I get a Glock 43? I'm a big fan of Glock. I love my Glocks. I've owned a Gen 3 Glock 17 since I was 21. Since I was old enough to buy handguns, I went out and bought a Glock 17, and I've had that thing ever since. And I've put thousands of rounds through it. Thousands of rounds through it, and it hasn't failed me once. I have a Glock 19. I've put hundreds of rounds through it, and it hasn't failed me once. I took out the Sig P938 to compare it with the Sig P365. and the 938 failed to feed the next round. It just, out of nowhere. I had to put probably maybe 100, 150 rounds through that gun previously, and I fed it everything, and it ate it up, no issues. 124 grain, 115 grain, jacket hollow points, full metal jackets, you name it, anything in 9mm, different brands, all that, fed it, ate it up, no problems. I took it to the range to compare it to this one, and it failed to feed one of the hollow points, which to me is an indicator that I'm a little bit cautious and wary of, that if I'm going to carry that gun, I'm going to be carrying jacketed hollow points for self-defense. And if it can't meet that need to properly feed those rounds, I don't want to have it in my lineup. This thing ate up the hollow points like it was cool. Anything I threw at it, I put, you know, Winchester white box target ammo, Freedom Munitions remanufactured ammo, Federal ammunition, Federal Premium jacketed hollow points, PMC bronze, 115 grain. I fed it all that. Not a single hiccup. Didn't skip a beat, nothing. And like I said, I didn't go for accuracy because I wanted to go for functionality because of the issues that the gun had initially gone through before Sig made its changes and re-released it. Honestly, this is the reason I went with this over the Glock 43 is that 10+1 capacity right out of the box. No questions asked, 10+1. I could get a Glock 43, get the extended magazine from ETS, Elite Tactical Systems or whatever it is, but now I have to go and get aftermarket support to do the same capability as this. From the factory for $10 more than what is advertised. This was at Bass Pro where I got it from. The Glock 43s were advertised at $519.99. I know, fantastic. You can go and find a better price elsewhere, and you can, you know, leave comments telling me that, you know, they're overpriced at Bass Pro. Whatever. Don't care. I don't care about your semantics. Don't care about your price. I'm going comparison for the price that they listed for the Glock 43 and for the Sig P365. $10 more for this gun. Comes with the X-Ray 3 sights, night sights in the rear. 10+1 out of the freaking box with 2 magazines that are 10+1, not 6+1, or, you know, going aftermarket support. I can literally be happily carrying this around. It literally has the same capacity as a Glock 26, 10+1. So that is what convinced me to go with this thing. Is it ambidextrous? Not at all. But if you guys watch any of my videos, or if you guys have watched any of my videos, I don't lean towards too many firearms that are ambidextrous or left-handed friendly. For the reason being is I want to be able to manipulate any firearm in any condition at any time. If you narrow it down too much to, oh well, I have to have a left-handed or, you know, a lefty mag release, basically putting the mag release on the right-hand side of the firearm, doing any of that, I don't need any of that. I keep it simple. I keep it basic. I learn. I adapt to the situation around me. Because if you're ever in a crappy situation, the last thing you're going to be doing is picking up a gun and figuring out how to make it or how to be comfortable manipulating it if it's not your gun. And of course, that's in extreme circumstances. People can sit here and argue with me all day. Doesn't really matter. That's just the way I prefer to train. Also, I don't want left-handed dominant firearms in my house because my wife is not left-handed. Therefore, if I make everything lefty and she has to adapt to me, it's going to make it harder for her to figure something else out afterwards to go back to a normal firearm. But capacity, night sights, price, you know, flexibility out of the box. Sig released it from the factory, or released factory-made 12-round magazines right with the release of the gun. So you can go out and get a 12-round mag same day you pick up your gun and be ready to roll with 3 decent capacity magazines for concealed carry. Size-wise, this thing is literally almost identical to the Glock 43. So someone's like, oh, well, the Glock 43 is better. Okay, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I trust Glocks. I have Glocks. I've shot Glocks for years. I've put thousands of rounds through all my Glocks. I used to have a Glock 21, traded it out, got a 1911, traded that out. Now I have a snub-nose 357. Semantics. Glocks are great guns. This one just ended up being greater than the Glock 43 when it came down to every single detail about it. And that's just why I went with it. I own other SIGs. This is not the only SIG that I own. Obviously, you guys know I own the SIG P938. I also have a 1911 from SIG, and I also have a 1911 from Kimber. I own multiple different types of firearms. different brands, different everything. This gun has outperformed that 938 in every aspect, and details to the T, it beat out the Glock 43, and that's the reason I didn't go with the Glock. Another addition that I wanted to add to this video before I close it out, this is the holster that I got for it, blacksmithtactical.com. I'll go ahead and add a link for that. I'll add some of the links for the 10.5-inch pistol as well, but V3 micro rig from Blacksmith Tactical. This thing is awesome. I might have to make a few adjustments, but I carried it around for pretty much the entire weekend after I took it to the range. And yes, that's how comfortable I am with the firearm, that as soon as I was done on the range, I came home, didn't clean it, didn't do anything, just kind of wiped it off, threw it in the holster, and went and did my errands without any single issue as to, you know, comfort or anything or reliability on that gun. It proved to me that I could handle what I fed it, threw in a magazine full of hull points, took it with me. But blacksmithtactical.com, V3 micro rig, check them out. Super cool, easy to deal with, great customer service, great quality product, comfortable. Like I said, I might have to fine tune a couple things just for my own personal carry and, you know, body type and, you know, my attire as to what, you know, what works best. But yep, that's all I got for you guys, man. Range report, Sig P365, 10.5-inch AR pistol as well. Both perform flawlessly, no issues, no hiccups, no nothing, no failure of feeds, no failure to go into battery, no double feeds, no failure to eject, none of that. Both of these guns perform flawlessly in comparison to the Sig P938. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Sorry I haven't posted any videos, but if you like what you see, go ahead and like. Leave me a comment if you have any questions about either of these firearms. And yep, spread the word, tell your friends. Left-handed shooter. That's all I got.